Destruction Darius. The pants stay.
For Destruction Darius 1, I had batches of 4 levels that you had to beat in order before you got a high score. That's fine, until you find one level that you can't complete. We've all had memories of this in games. What do? You replay it a few times, get frustrated, then quit the game, never to play it again. I sort of got around this problem by letting players choose from any 4-level campaign that they wanted from the main menu, but it doesn't exactly make it feel like a proper single-player game then, does it? So for Destruction Darius 2, I created a world map full of islands that you can hop between until you beat the game itself. More islands become available as you beat the earlier ones. Each island is full of about a dozen levels, connected by a maze of paths. I'm hoping that this will appeal to any type of gamer, regardless of their ability or gaming style. Say you're an experienced gamer who just wants to say that you've beaten Destruction Darius 2. Since you're the type of gamer who gets bored quickly, you want to blaze through the dozen or so islands as quickly as you can so that the difficulty goes up and you see all the challenges that the game has to offer. If you plan out your route, then you'll only have to play about 4 from each island, before carrying on your way. Easy. Within about 50 levels, you can get the "Congratulations, you win" screen, and you can quit the game, carrying on with your life or browsing Reddit or whatever you do. Say you're a noob, somebody who struggles with the game, but who really wants to reach the end. I love players with this combination of low skill and high determination. They want to play it like the seasoned gamer I just mentioned, but they often get stuck on a certain level. Rather than to lose at it over and over again until they burn themselves out, they can instead find another way to bypass that bit of the island and to carry on their way. But say this doesn't work either. Say they get stuck on an island and can't beat it. That sucks. Luckily, they can still move on to the next island by paying a one-off fee of $5.99 on the Steam store for... Just kidding, no DLC in this game. Every level you beat gives you coins. Gather enough of these coins on the levels and islands that you can beat, and you can bypass a problem island by unlocking the next, allowing you to carry on your way. Each island will feature dead ends, full of even more optional levels. These are here for people who really just enjoy playing the game, but also let struggling players grind to earn more coins to unlock later islands. Every level you beat gives you 5 extra coins. Achieving a bronze score gives you 7, silver gives you 9, and gold will give you 10. Getting to the end of an island unlocks speedrun and destruction modes, which will give you up to 50 coins depending on your time taken. In other words, there's a lot to be had from replaying islands that you've already beaten. And the game doesn't just get harder and harder. Instead, islands come in groups of 2, the first introducing a new block type, full of easier tutorial-like levels, and the second being full of more challenging levels based around that same block type. So even if you're struggling with a particular island, it's still worth bypassing it for a later one, as rather than harder, it might merely be different, with new block types that are perhaps more your style of play. And what if you're the hardcore gamer? The sort who wants to beat the whole game? You don't just beat an island, you beat every level on the island, and aim for a high score on each of them. Gold scores aren't enough. There's also a diamond score, which will be my best time on each. Beating this doesn't reward you with anything other than the satisfaction of knowing that you're better than me at my own game. It also makes the flag for that level turn blue rather than gold. But who bothers to play the game like this? Well, I was rather surprised to find that all of my housemates ended up being this kind of gamer. Apparently beating me at my own game is more fun than the game itself. They were on the beginner islands for a good hour or so, and had way too much success in beating my own times. So clearly I need to brush up on my own skills a bit before the game's release. But anyway, you beat all of the levels and the game itself. But you want more. I'm hoping to have several super hard islands beyond the final level. These will be butt-clenchingly hard, unforgiving, unfair, a true challenge even for me. The sort of levels that would stop most people from beating the game. So instead they're hidden away in the furthest and most terrifying islands that Destruction Darius 2 has to offer. But they're there, just in case. And I haven't even mentioned the online high scores. Each island will have 2 of these, one for destruction and one for speedrun. I didn't bother having high scores for individual levels since they're way too easy to perfect. But consistently getting great times across an island and about 4 or 5 levels in a row is much harder. You'll have to decide between shorter, harder levels and slightly longer ones where it's easier to get a consistently good time, and so on. I'm expecting the competition on these leaderboards to be intense. That's where knowing my personal best diamond times for each level comes in, to see if you're on track towards a score worthy of the online competition. With Destruction Darius 1, this was quite a large part of the game. With Destruction Darius 2, I still want it to be that for some players, but also want it to function like a single player game for those who don't like such stressful online rivalry, like me. All this, of course, depends on having fun levels and balancing the islands and coin system just right. There's no magic formula I found for doing this. I just aim to playtest it all. A lot. I hoped I'd enjoy making the levels, but I don't. It's only when I play them that I discover which are fun and which require work, and which have been deleted completely. Along the way, I discover new ways to use existing blocks, or cool new ways that they interact with the others to make for a fun experience. I continue making, playing and deleting levels until I'm left with the best. Then I put the easier ones along the main routes and leave the harder or more experimental ones around the outskirts of the island. I then begin playing through the islands over and over again, mixing around the order of the levels. At the moment it's just to ensure that people won't get stuck at a particular point, but later on I hope to control the type of gameplay that only speedrunners will notice and appreciate, though speedrunning often takes care of that in itself. It's a weird thing. And then, of course, I have to balance how many coins are required to unlock each island. It has to work for every type of player, whether they're rushing through the main levels or are taking the time to beat more. Did they bother beating the tutorial levels? What if they speedran the first few islands and it makes unlocking the later ones too easy? This is actually the thing I think will be hardest to get right, but I am very pleased with the coin and medal systems. It's hard to accommodate for all types of players, at all skill levels. Bronze and diamond times are hard enough, let alone all those between. But this once again comes down to playtesting, and I think this rating system adds just as much gameplay as does the multipath island layout. I hope you can see that there's a lot more thought being put into this than me simply generating hundreds of levels and calling it a game. Admittedly, in my past games I haven't put anywhere near as much thought into this, but then again, in my past games there wasn't as much fun gameplay to be had from getting this bit right. These videos are a bit of a risk for me since I've been talking about what I hope to do, but there's still a chance that I fall flat on my face with this game, and that this series will become a documentary on how not to make a game. I'm hopeful that it will be a success though, but you can't always get it right. No matter what I do, there will be people who rage quit early on, or who beat the game and complain it's too easy, or who rate it 1 star because there's no unlockable weapon upgrades or something. I don't want to try and make it for everyone, only to alienate everybody in the process. I guess that, at the end of the day, I just want to make the game fun, that people enjoy playing, even if it's just for an hour or so. It's not an MMO that requires hundreds of hours of grinding, or something that furthers gaming graphics. I just want to finally finish a game that I can be proud of, as something that showcases how much I've learned on my game making journey so far.